Hey everybody, this is Ed from the Whiskey Tangent Podcast. I'm here with Scott.
Hey everybody.
We have a very special short tonight, and I guarantee you it's not going to be short. Scott, tell them what we're doing.
Well, it might be infinitely long. Ooh. This is going to be our third Infinity bottle short. It's Infinity 3D. Whiskey short. The cool thing about this one is we have 3 Infinity bottles.
Yes.
Ed and I created one. Gabe is here as well. Gabe, say hello.
Hello, I've brought my second Infinity bottle.
He has. And what else did you bring?
I brought an Infinity Irish whiskey bottle.
Or a Infinity bottle of Irish whiskey.
It's a bottle of Infinity Irish.
And to be honest, all three of us are not really thinking it's going to be all that great.
I think it's going to be fine.
But it took forever to get the goddamn thing filled.
Don't
wow.
speak for me.
Wow.
Oh my God. Can we just get through this?
Wow.
First of all, you're way too angry for drinking whiskey.
Am I?
I've never had an Infinity bottle that's left me sad.
It's true.
Well,
I think
give it time.
I think what Gabe is trying to say is, though, that Irish whiskeys are pretty similar to each other. Okay. There's not a lot of variation. Like bourbons, there can be a lot of variation. Ryes, scotches. Irish whiskey, it's kind of the same. And the mash bill of this, of course, everything's 100% barley.
But what we're going to make is an Irish whiskey with 10 different blends in there.
Right. Gabe's going to run down the list of the 10 Irish whiskeys.
Number 1.
That we have.
Okay, here's what we got.
Yeah.
2.5 ounces each of Teeling's whiskey small batch with a rum cask finish. We got Jameson's. We have Bushmills,
Classic.
Tullamore Dew,
Classic.
Yes.
Sexton, which you've had.
You got some out of our
which
bottle.
was great. Kilbeggan,
Nice.
Slane Triple Cask,
Lovely.
Proper 12 Blend,
Interesting.
McConnell's, and Powers. And pretty much they're all like 40% except for a few of them.
Yeah, so I added up all the proofage here, and it ends up being 82. So most Irish whiskeys are 80. It's just a little bit higher proof than your regular.
Yeah. Some of the bottles were, finished in various different casks.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're not expecting to blow our minds, but there's a little bit of taste differential there.
It should be interesting.
So give it a shot.
I mean, it definitely smells like an Irish whiskey.
Yeah, pretty much. You got your basic Irish whiskey smells there, your nose.
I just tasted it. Did you taste it, Ed?
When I working on my nose, I tended to dart my tongue into it real quick to get like a little bit of a
Okay.
but not really a full taste.
Did you snake it?
Yeah, you went. It's actually pretty good.
It's actually not as sweet as you would think it would be. I'm actually tasting some of the whiskeys that I know. I just tasted Powers, and I think I just tasted the Sexton for the finish, because the Sexton tends to have a very strong finish for an Irish whiskey.
Yeah, that's the one that's finished in those sherry casks.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Slane Irish whiskey was triple finished, and one of those casks was a Jack Daniel's cask.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it?
And it did burn off a different flavor than your normal Irish whiskey. There was a lot of complexity there. I am tasting that coming through.
As much as we shit on it before we started, I actually really like it. I do.
No, I mean, if you like an Irish whiskey, this is way more complex than any Irish whiskey I ever had. And the reason for that is it's 10 Irish whiskey. I mean, the reason you do an Infinity bottle is for something fun like this, which is one of a kind in the world. Gabe's Infinity bottle is one of a kind. And it tastes a little bit hotter than 82, I'll be honest.
It does taste a little hotter. I agree.
It does linger more than your typical Irish whiskey would do.
And I'm getting a little bit of green apple on the smell now. Might be my imagination.
Yeah, now that you say that, I do kind of get the orchard dwelling around, walking around like you don't belong there.
I put a couple drops of water in it, and honestly, it doesn't change it much at all.
Okay, because it's 82,
Yeah,
right? It's
and-
probably
right.
not going to make much of a journey for you.
It doesn't. I'm not disappointed in this at all. This is one of the best Irish whiskeys I've ever had.
Yeah.
I actually put this up similar to the Red Spot that we had.
Yeah, the red spot, because we were at the lounge before
Right. We had a tasting.
COVID shut us down. It was
But we did
red,
have-
green, and yellow.
Right.
So that's what we're tasting here. It is a really complex Irish whiskey, and which is, I guess, what it should be.
Yeah, and
Gabe,
it's-
you created a good expression
Yeah,
here.
and it's actually not incredibly sweet on the finish.
No, like,
No,
typically
but it is on
you
the
would
aftertaste.
get a lot of sweetness on the finish of a normal one bottle.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of would get sick of the same flavor over and over again, and you're not going to get that
No,
with this.
Yeah,
and at 82 proof, if you were to dip your ball sack in it, it would burn. It would still burn. Not like a 93 bourbon, but still burn.
Yeah, it's got a
If
spiciness.
you did that. I don't do it, but if you were to do that.
It's a spiciness. It's good. I like it.
Peppery.
Your results may vary on your own sack tasting. Well, give it a try. You never know. You could be pleasantly surprised about dipping your own sack in there.
So we tried this first because we had the least expectations of this one, and we're pleasantly surprised. So
We are.
So
Which one do you want to do next?
I think we stay with Gabe.
Gabe.
We're the host. We'll do ours last.
All right.
Fine.
This has been great. I can only expect that Gabe's infinity bottle of bourbons and rye will be even better.
Yes.
I think so.
I agree because I know what's in it. Ed, you don't know what's in it yet, but I think you're going to be very pleased.
Well, compared to my first infinity bottle, the second one is a lot of one-offs, a lot of high proofs, a lot of small batches, and it's going to be a lot different. I think it's going to be a lot more surprising. I'm really looking forward to it.
Ooh.
All right. Well, we're going to stop very quickly.
All right. We're going
Now?
Clean our glasses.
We're going to exchange pants, and then we're going to get on to the next.
Pants, and then pour the Gabe's infinity bottle.
So it's a rare tradition that people don't realize with infinity bottles. Okay, we've washed out the glasses from the Irish, and now we're ready for Gabe's second infinity bottle. It's in our glass now. It's got tremendous color, like literally a rich amber. You could just see like a little, I don't know, like a microscopic dinosaur from Jurassic Park frozen forever in it.
It was a mosquito that they took the blood
Yes,
of,
yes,
the
I know,
DNA
yes.
from the dinosaur that it had
yeah,
bitten.
I didn't know people would know the plot that well, so I just like put everything together.
Well, it's a little known movie.
Oh my
I was
God.
going to cut that whole part. No, I have to keep it.
In my mind, I just threw this whiskey into your left fucking eyeball.
Wow.
So you were rolling on the floor going, ah!
You might want to look it up. It's not really very well known.
Wow. Shade. It's a nice shade of amber. All right. You have to tell us what's in it.
Yeah, I'm smelling it.
Yeah, we're smelling
Actually,
it.
the nose is not. The nose is interesting. It's
As
not-
we smell it, Gabe will tell us what's in it.
All right, here we go. 2.5 ounces of all these.
Okay.
Infinity bottle number one, which if you have to go back and listen to the podcast, I would recommend it.
As you must.
We have Weeder Straight Bourbon Whiskey Single Barrel, Cask Strength Barrel number 2.
Lovely.
Nice.
We have Jefferson's Very Small Batch Blend.
Oh, nice.
Crown Royal Blended Canadian Whiskey.
Interesting.
Just regular Crown Royal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eagle Rare Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Ooh,
at
Ed.
90 proof.
Ooh, rare, Ed.
Yeah, my friend.
We have Old Forester Rye.
Nice.
And here's where it starts getting interesting. We have Devil in the Wheatfield at 117.5 proof.
Another local.
Yep. The
one
Weeder
on
is
Facebook,
from
right.
Benash, and this is from South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers.
Right.
Right.
The Devil in the Wheatfield.
Infused Spirits, local distiller. Not sure where they're out of, but Infused Spirits Rye Whiskey at a 105 proof.
Interesting. Okay.
We have a Knob Creek 14-year 120 proof.
14 year.
Which I believe is also a South Jersey Bourbon Drinkers release.
Yep.
We have Evan Williams Single Barrel. And to top it off, we have our standby Bullet Rye at 90 proof,
All right.
which gives our proof a 98.75 proofing.
So I did the mash bill. This comes in not as a rye or as a bourbon. This is just an American whiskey because percentages are
American whiskey.
Get away from me.
American whiskey.
Can't wait to drink it.
44% corn,
Really
40% rye,
interesting.
8% barley, and 8% wheat.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
Smelling it.
Smell it.
Nose.
We were supposed to be smelling it while Gabe went through that, but we did not.
Did we send any of this to Whiskey Jugs to get their
I searched online and I couldn't find anything.
Gabe's Infinity Bottle too? We have no reviews on it.
I'm actually not getting a lot.
No, the nose is muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's very diminutive.
That's crazy.
It's muted, but it is sweet. I actually get the wheat.
Give it a taste. Okay. Oh, that's, whoa.
That's really different. It's not really sweet at all on the finish.
No, it's
Wow.
almost very drying at the end
Yeah,
too.
it's dry. Like, wow, it's so unique. Man, what is that?
I don't think I've ever tasted anything close to this. Yeah.
Actually, the finish is close to the Jamesy Pepper Rye to me because it's devoid of sweetness.
Right.
But
Okay.
Much better than it. But I mean, like, as far as
Yeah, this is better than the Jamesy Pepper Rye.
no, absolutely. But it's very sweet when you first sip it, and then it just dies into this like slightly pepper dry finish. Really weird.
There's so much spice in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of spice, a lot of heat.
That's why these are so fun to do, everybody. I'm telling you, I've never tasted anything like this, and yet I've had almost everything that's in it.
It's so weird how it moves so fast from sweet to spice to dry. Like it's a fucking gunshot.
Wow. I mean, I am really blown away by this. Gabe, what do you think about it? You made it.
Yeah.
It's your creation, Dr. Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein. It's all over the place. It's sweet. It's oaky. It's spicy. It's got some burn, but it doesn't overwhelm you.
Very oaky.
I get like a little bit of light fruit, like a little bit of cinnamon.
There's multiple palettes. There's multiple finishes.
Yeah.
It's like there's not one of either.
It's almost like you have to kind of just like sip it, swallow it, and then just kind of wait for like what comes up to you. I mean, it's like there's so much
That's
going
such
on.
a good point.
Yeah, it's like cinnamon comes up and taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, how you doing?"
Hi, remember me?
Yeah, I remember me.
I'm here too.
And then Red Apple comes you on the other shoulder and goes, "Yo, bro, what's up? I got some peel for you. Some red peel. Want to touch my stem?"
Crickets. Wow, it's complex. It really is. I'm blown away by the finish.
I have to tell you, everybody.
Everybody. So many crickets.
I mean, if you listen to whatever Gabe put in this and you reproduce it, you're gonna have a really interesting whiskey. That's all I'm saying. Now it's gonna cost you about $1,000. No,
Yeah.
it's like a bloss hog. It costs about $450 to buy all the bottles.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I often tell Scott that one day when we lots of money to burn, I'm just gonna go out
Never gonna
first
happen.
infinity bottle.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy all 13 bottles and make a giant vat full of our infinity bottle, and then put it all back in the 13 bottles. Dude.
So I think we're having a similar experience with that first one, that where everything
Yeah.
was very layered and there's so much complexity and it's confusing to actually drink it. Our second one was the flavors were so integrated.
Yeah, but I'm a little intimidated to do ours now because I don't know that ours can match the complexity of what Gabe put together here, because it's just explosion of vanilla and caramel in the very beginning, and the dry and peppery finish, like you said, a gunshot, like boom, 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 boom.
I mean, I think this is a win. It's really fucking
Yeah, we
good.
drank half of it already, so, Gabe has to go out and buy all of them again. Let's go, Gabe. Get on
Let's
it.
go, Gabe.
Gabe,
Well,
get on it.
guess what? It's a one-off because half the bottles I've
Right.
put into this thing, you're never going to see again. The Weeders,
Yeah, we had
the
two.
Devil in the Wheat Field. I mean,
Yes.
this is like
That's a great point.
one-off exclusive.
Right, and he still has them, so like he can put this somewhere, and like 2 years from now, he can pour himself a dram of it. Remember everything he enjoyed this year.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the original Infinity bottle. The guy who created it is
right.
like, it's not only something that's uniquely yours, it's a record of what you drank.
Sure.
Right.
Infinity bottles are like the whiskey version of masturbation. It's whiskey self-pleasure.
Self-indulgent.
Wow. That's where the great taste comes from.
And we'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, we're back now, and we have cleaned the glasses, and we have poured our third Infinity bottle, which I know what's in it, but I forget. So Scott's going to remind me, and Gabe has no idea. And Siobhan has now entered the building. She is.
Hello, Siobhan!
Hello, Siobhan.
Hello.
Yes.
Very much so.
me.
Yes, thank you.
Trust me, we hear you. So she brought us some nice bottles of water.
Justified belligerence. Fuck you, Ed edition.
Oh! Wow!
Bravo!
Wow.
She
Golf
has
claps for everybody.
So much
such a
belligerence.
crush on me. And I'm sexy. I understand it, but
Wow. Wow.
we are back now. We have cleaned our glasses and our asses, and we have
Well, you had that butt plug in
we
earlier.
have poured. We have now poured the
Ooh, that's a nice
third
Thank you.
Yes.
infinity bottle of that Scott and I put together, and we will go over what's in there.
And the fifth whiskey of the night.
Fifth whiskey of the night, because we've already done 2 other shorts before this. It's a spectacular night. I wish you're with us because it has been an epic, wonderful whiskey night for all of us. And we're about to end on what I believe.
Best night ever.
Though Gabe's was really good, I still hope that ours will be the whiskey of the day.
Not gonna happen.
Let's see. Yeah. Scott, tell everybody what's in it.
Okay. So we have 3-ounce pours where Gabe did 2.5-ounce pours.
I have a small bottle.
We got a bigger bottle. You're born with what you're born with. It's fine. So we have 2 pours of the infinity bottle number 2.
Right.
So we have 6 ounces of what we had previously made.
And in that is Infinity Bottle 1. So technically, Infinity Bottle 1 is in there as well.
Yes. So the additional whiskeys that we added, Journeyman Last Feather Rye,
Interesting.
one of my favorite ryes, Bullet Barrel Strength Bourbon,
Wow.
Tin Cup Whiskey.
Wow, I forgot we even had that.
Yeah.
You hated that.
Well, it wasn't great, but I put it in the infinity bottle anyway.
Yeah, because you never know what it'll do to it.
Yeah. We have the W.R. Weeder Bourbon.
With the 1 or the 2?
I believe this is the number 1.
Very vanilla, right?
No. 1 was the cherry.
Oh, right.
2 was the vanilla. The Henry McKenna Bourbon, not the 10
Not the 10-year, the regular.
Their base expression. The Bell Mead
Ooh, right.
Bourbon.
Right.
The Sagamore Cask Strength Rye.
Oh, nice.
The Whistle Pig 12-year.
Oh.
The Baker's 7-year single barrel.
Wow.
That's their new expression,
Right.
not what it was.
Tell me more.
The Sazerac Rye. And Legent.
Right.
So the proof comes out to be 97.
Oh.
Not so bad.
No.
Right? And here's the mash bill. Again, we are not,
And not a bourbon
we
or
are
rye.
just shy of being a bourbon. 50% corn, 37% rye, 7% barley, and 6% wheat.
I have to tell you, that's pretty much a bourbon.
Not according to the U.S.
I know
government,
it
my
has
friend.
to be 51, but I mean, corn's the strongest thing in there.
Let me do decimals.
I
Hold
mean,
on.
You might have over poured one like a little bit somewhere. You might have given us like a 3 1/4 ounce somewhere. You
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. So I did decimals and it's 50.3. We can't even round
Wow.
up.
All right. Well, it's American whiskey, but it's leaning.
American whiskey.
Dun, 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 dun,
Hey, wait
dun,
for
dun, dun, dun.
me. It's leaning towards bourbon, no doubt.
It definitely. This is a high, super high rye
Now,
bourbon.
our Infinity
basically.
2 was also just a American whiskey.
Yeah, and that was only 49% corn.
Right. So
But our first one was a bourbon.
it was
It
because
was 61.
we were more traditional, and
We were.
Scott hadn't dragged me to the dark side of rye yet. All right, so not a lot on the nose for this.
No. Again, I think infinity bottles sort of defy that,
I
right?
don't know why that is, but it's very muted.
I mean, a little bit of vanilla.
I mean, a little vanilla, a little corn, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. Vanilla corn, a little bit of oaky, a little bit of spice.
Very traditional. I wonder if it just confuses our nose. Like it's just so much
Yeah.
going on. Like we just pick out a few notes that we recognize. Like it's not like I'm going, oh, clove. It's not, I'm not doing that.
No. I don't even really smell a whole lot of spice on this, whereas I did with Gabe's.
However, looking at the glass, it is incredibly dense
It's
color.
way- it's darker than Gabe's.
It is
It's
darker.
darker
Yeah.
It's darker than Gabe's.
and more manly. Sorry.
It's
I'm
got-
sorry. That was not necessary. I
It's
take
got
that
a
back.
set of balls in this like you can't believe. I mean, they're almost dragging on the ground.
Oh my God.
It is. It's really a tremendous color, though. It's one of the richest, most dark whiskeys I've ever seen.
Oh man, I tasted it. Oh, this is so good.
Wow. I can tell you it's already better than 2. I'll never know if it's better than 1 because 1 was delicious.
Wow, it's sweet off the bat. It's got some heat. It's got a lot of corn, a lot of sweet, a lot of oak.
It lingers
Now
too.
listen, I'm going to tell you right now, you know that we sucked off Gabe's Infinity Bottle 2. I think this is better than Gabe's. And I'm not even being fucking funny. Gabe's was amazing. But my cup of tea, because I like a little more traditional bourbon flavors notes, this is vanilla, caramel, oak, but at a really dense, complex level. This is a delicious whiskey for me.
With this one, where Gabe's was dry at the finish
peppery.
and really quick change between the two, this one is a lot slower. You get sweet up front and it transitions into a really spicy one,
Yeah.
and then it lingers for a really long time.
My first imagery of this, of what I compare it to a single expression, is the Baker's.
And that's in here.
Yeah, it's in here.
Yeah.
So, not that this is exact same, of course, because it has so much else in it. But I mean, I'm going to say it for the 5th time tonight. If you don't do this at home, if you're a whiskey drinker like us,
Yeah.
where you get 20 bottles a year and you don't make your own affinity bottle, you're just missing the boat. It's like getting a free bottle at the end of the year. It's like, oh,
Yeah. It's true. Like, because you're not going to miss the last 3 ounces of the bottle that you had.
You're not.
Right? Especially if you drink as much whiskey as we drink.
Right. Take the time, get a little measuring glass out, pour a shot out, and you will be pleasantly surprised at your end result.
And it's the easiest thing to do. It's not like you're trying to curate a new expression. You're just pouring whatever you have into it and seeing what happens.
What was the proof on this again, Scott?
It was 97.
97.
right behind yours. You were 98 point something. We're right there.
Yeah.
I just took a little tiny sip of Gabe's
Yeah. I have some of Gabe's
and then ours.
and also the Irish one still.
And I have to tell you, I really do like ours better. But Gabe's is really good.
They're right there, neck and neck.
Gabe's is so unique, but it is less sweet and it's
And
more
I like,
oaky.
right, and I like candy notes and sweet on
Yeah.
mine. I'm a bourbon guy, but it's so good. It almost makes me question, if you're a place like Heaven Hill or Beam Suntory or even Willet,
What you talking about, Willett?
why don't you take 10% of your bottles and make the Heaven Hill Infinity or something? Like, I think it would sell like hotcakes.
Right. So
You could get $100 a bottle for it easy. It'll be amazing.
So have someone do like Freddie No did
Right.
with the Little Book 3. Just take some of your expressions, cast
Right.
strength, and mix them together and
Mix
see
them
what
together.
they can create.
And you don't have to be cast strength. You can water that down to like 95, 96.
Sure.
And you could put like their little $20 corn mash bottle or even the white label in there. The thing about Infinity, it doesn't have to all be your best shit.
No,
it all works out together.
Yeah.
Now I just put a little bit of Gabe's Infinity into our Infinity.
Oh no.
Oh, my
and,
God.
and it's like
You-
crossing the streams in Ghostbusters.
All right, I'm gonna do that too.
All right, so I have like equal pours of each.
I don't like it.
I have equal pours of each. I'm going to see what I think.
I don't like it. I like both.
Infinity bottle nitro.
I like both of them separate. I don't like them together.
You made it
Yes.
bad, man. You made it bad.
Right? Like mixing these together is
It was
not good. No.
Not good at all. Complex, but complex in a sad way that makes you hate yourself.
But why would that be? though?
I don't
know, but
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
work. Because basically we have 23 whiskeys together in the glass. And they're not liking each other at all. They're like, no, you get off me.
No,
Get off me.
They're fighting much like Gabe and Ed do.
Ed, that's just good podcasting.
That's true.
I take a bullet for him in the shoulder, not in the chest or in the groin. Definitely not in the groin, but
In the shoulder or the knee.
Yeah,
maybe.
or the forearm, or like in the fleshy part of the thigh.
the calf. Maybe the
The
foot.
calf.
Maybe
I would
the
take
foot.
a bullet in the calf.
The hand. The hand's
Oh,
good. How about
God, no, that would hurt.
How about
Hand.
just graze the ear?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
just-
have a huge ears.
Yeah.
I mean, they could take a lobe off.
Take a lobe off. Take a lobe off, Andy.
Take a load for free.
Take a lobe off, Eddie.
And you put the load right on me.
Right on me.
Dude, my earlobes are like base scallops.
Base scallops.
That's how big they are. Wrap them bitches in
Oh,
bacon.
shit.
They got a little angel on horseback.
Oh my god! You could like just slice off Ed's ear and dry it, and it'd be like a dog treat.
And so, if you drink like 20 whiskeys in a year like we do, take the first empty bottle you get, leave the bottom 3 ounces in it.
Yeah.
Stop there, put it aside. And then every whiskey you get the rest of the year, you put 3 ounces in it. Stay away from smoky scotches. They fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the year, or 6 months, you're going to have a tremendous whiskey expression. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be unlike anything you've ever drank. Do it. Why not? It's free, basically. You've already bought the whiskey.
Right. It requires zero effort.
Right. So for the Whiskey Tangent Podcast, I'm Ed.
I'm Scott.
I'm Gabe.
Late.
Cheers, everyone.